The fish that swim forget the water, and I forget these fish. We live plainly and clearly in accord with nature's law. 鱼忘水，我忘鱼，照然或发天机. This enigmatic line of ancient Chinese text is written on an equally mysterious piece of ancient porcelain. Even for modern Chinese scholars, instantly recognizing all these archaic and wildly varied characters is not easy. The lines carry a strong flavor of Zen or Taoist philosophy. So what was this highly skilled ancient calligrapher trying to express? What mysteries lie hidden in Chinese porcelain? How did the beauty of ceramics evolve over 1,000 years? Let us uncover these stories together. Hello, I'm Grace Whitmore. Thank you for joining me today. Welcome to Timeless Porcelain, Timeless Wisdom, a series where ancient Chinese ceramics meet the enduring insights of philosophy and the beauty of stillness. We begin with a series of ancient ceramic jars, from the mature celadon of the Northern and Southern Dynasties to the Ming dynasty, moving from monochrome glazes to the gradual use of additional colors. Let's look at some typical stages in the evolution of Chinese ceramic design. During the Northern and Southern Dynasties, 420 to 589 AD, potters created repeating geometric seal patterns stamped by hand across the surface. The process was entirely manual, yet the patterns were intricate without ever becoming chaotic. This is the greatness of ancient ceramic art. Without strict design rules, the visual effect remained astonishingly beautiful. Buddhism became widespread in China during this period, and its influence is clearly seen on ceramics. For example, this 4-lug celadon jar has 4 holes for threading rope, making it easier to draw water or carry. The gentle lotus petal decoration reflects the era's aesthetics. The glaze does not reach the bottom, preventing the vessel from sticking to the kiln furniture during firing. Many northern Chinese ceramics of this time share similar characteristics. This is a Tang Dynasty 10,000-year jar. The craftsman of the Russia kiln was essentially a master of ceramic graffiti, letting glaze drip naturally like the later Junware. He allowed the glaze to undergo unpredictable kiln transformations during firing, changes that could never be fully controlled. Here, ancient Eastern wisdom, Taoist and Zen ideas of following the natural order comes to life. What forms naturally is the most beautiful. Nothing needs to be forced. This philosophy later laid the foundation for the celebrated Junware ceramics of the Song dynasty and beyond. Folk legends around the Russia and Qingliangxi kilns in Henan tell of roads where merchants once purchased ceramics with large amounts of gold and silver, a sign of how sought after these wares were. Even after these kilns declined in the Yuan dynasty, such stories persisted. Here is another Tang Dynasty 10,000-year jar from the Gongxian kiln. Its use of cobalt blue overglaze pigment is considered the beginning of low-temperature blue-on-glaze decoration in China. But these Tang blue wares are not blue and white porcelain, because blue and white uses underglaze cobalt covered with clear glaze and then high-fired. Tang jars like this one resemble Tang ladies, full-bodied and elegant, reflecting the prosperous society and its aesthetic preferences. From the 5 Dynasties period, 907 to 979 AD, into the Song dynasty, Chinese monochrome glazes and carved ceramics reached the height of artistic refinement. They remain, even today, symbols of high aesthetic taste. This Yaozhou celadon jar from the 5 Dynasties features bold, deeply carved leaves and petals made with the powerful banpo knife technique. The proportions are generous, and the 4 lugs are exquisitely crafted. Both the form and the motifs were influenced by contemporary gold and bronze objects. These ceramics strongly shape the styles of many major Song dynasty kilns. Some ceramics also imitated the luxurious look of lacquerware. Here is a red and black jar from the Chizhou-type kilns of the Song dynasty. The red, iron-rich pigment is known as iron rust decoration. We can easily imagine the painter, perhaps with a Zen or Taoist mindset of all things merging into one, creating these swirling patterns that feel natural and harmonious. In deep meditative focus or a state of artistic flow, he might have sensed a connection with the universe's quantum field, expressing profound insight through simple lines. Such spiral motifs are rare. Most iron rust decorations depict flowers and plants. During the Song dynasty, 960 to 1279 AD, the scholar official culture pursued elegance and philosophical clarity. Yet folk kilns tell another story, one of creative freedom and dynamic craftsmanship. 1,000 years ago, a potter invented a new decorative method. Instead of complex procedures, he simply poured a dark mineral glaze over celadon surfaces. It resembles modern abstract art, and the natural dripping created stunning visual results, ancient China's own form of drip painting. Before the rise of blue and white painting and color decoration at Jingdezhen in the Yuan dynasty, Chizo kilns had already developed richly expressive blackline illustrations. After the fall of the Northern Song, Chizo techniques gradually merged into the decorative traditions of Jingdezhen, paving the way for its later flourishing porcelain culture. The peacock green glaze is one of the rare and high-grade products of the Chizo kilns during the Song dynasty. It was created by applying a copper-bearing, low-temperature lead glaze onto an already high-fired porcelain body. Although the final color may appear bluish, it is not cobalt blue. The two materials are fundamentally different. The piece was then placed into a special low-temperature kiln around 800 degrees Celsius for a second firing. Because it required an additional firing, the production cost was quite high. 5 bold black string lines divide the vessel's surface into 2 clear sections. Above them is a scrolling vine pattern rendered in black with white reserves. Below them is a powerful S-shaped dragon motif typical of the Song dynasty. This dragon looks dignified and refined, like a Confucian scholar rather than the fierce dragons of the Yuan dynasty. Song dynasty dragons have shorter, rui-shaped noses and beautifully flowing lines. In fact, this dragon has a fuller presence than many found on Yuan, Ming, or Qing porcelain. Here is a Longquan celadon jar from the Song dynasty, decorated with intertwined chrysanthemum motifs. The exposed areas of the iron-rich clay oxidize to a natural red when removed from the kiln, a phenomenon known as firestone red. On this piece, the effect is just right, almost like intentionally added red borders at the top and bottom, though this was not planned. The unglazed rim indicates the jar originally had a lid, which was likely damaged later. Even so, it remains beautifully balanced, resembling a scholar's brush pot. Next, we look at a Yuan dynasty Longquan celadon jar with 6-faceted sides, raised panels, and animal mask handles. Although the glaze lacks the deep, plum-green richness of Song celadon and the glaze layer is thinner, the piece still glows with a jewel-like luster. It bears auspicious inscriptions and floral motifs executed with excellent calligraphy, expressing wishes for a fortunate life. Early Yuan blue and white porcelains, especially the earlier examples, show clear influence from the Ilkhanate and Persian art, a love for the color blue and dense, compact compositions. Later, as more Confucian and Chinese themes appeared, it became clear that these pieces were produced for domestic demand. Before the Yuan dynasty, blue was not a favored color in Chinese ceramics. It was more commonly seen on burial wares such as Tang San Kai. It was international exchange during the Yuan period that gradually changed the Chinese aesthetic preference for blue. This piece is a Yuan dynasty Jingdezhen jar with overglazed polychrome decoration on an 8-sided form, a classic Yuan shape. The Yuan period marked the beginning of overglazed enamel porcelain, and the technology was still developing, so the color palette was not yet as rich as in later periods. For example, overglazed blue enamels only matured during the Ming Wanli era, which we will see shortly. Because UN 5-color and red-green enamel pieces were produced for only a short period, they are quite rare today. One misconception needs to be clarified. The enamel must be bright and transparent to be genuine is a simplistic and dangerous rule, and it is especially unreliable when evaluating early ceramics of the Song, Yuan, or early Ming periods. Here we have a Ming Dynasty Wanli period polychrome jar. The shape is noticeably different from the mainstream Yuan blue and white forms, and the overglazed blue enamel is already mature. This type of overglazed blue is not the same as the blue glaze of the Tang Sankai. The production steps are: first fire a white porcelain body, then paint cobalt-bearing low-temperature enamels on top of the transparent glaze, and finally fire again at 700 to 800 degrees Celsius. By contrast, the blue on Tang Sankai is applied directly onto the clay body as an opaque glassy glaze, sometimes over a thin slip layer, so the two techniques are fundamentally different. In the mid to late Ming Dynasty, the economy flourished, commoners grew wealthy, and ceramic aesthetics shifted toward opulence. Wanli polychrome pieces were also highly appreciated in Japan, where they were called kinrande, gold brocade style. This is a flower-decorated jar from the Chizhou kilns of the Ming Dynasty, 1368 to 1644. It looks simple at first glance, but it carries an ancient riddle: red crown on its head, 5 colored feathers on its body. Knowing when dawn arrives, it calls the household awake. 钉上红冠带，身披五彩衣，能测天良时，护得家人幸。The brushwork is bold and unrestrained. The artisan used a calligraphy brush to paint quickly and spontaneously, aiming for expressive beauty. Folk kiln potters, free from the rigid rules of official kilns, could create with far more artistic freedom, and that freedom produced great artistic charm. You may have already guessed the answer to the riddle: a crowing rooster. And now we can unveil one more riddle. This large fish jar, likely from the late Ming or early Qing period, belongs to the Northern Siju-type kiln tradition. Half of the jar is covered in yellow glaze, while the other half reveals the clay body. A raised rope pattern band encircles the middle, and 2 sculpted animal mask handles are placed symmetrically on the sides. Judging from the elegant calligraphy, the person who wrote on the jar must have been a cultivated master. He inscribed these lines: "The fish that swim forget the water, and I forget these fish. We live plainly and clearly, in accord with nature's law." The meaning carries deep Zen or Taoist philosophy. Fish live freely without clinging to the water. They forget the medium that sustains them. Observing the fish in the jar, the writer reflects this natural state, entering a meditative stillness, fully present in the moment. He forgets the fish and forgets himself, letting go of attachment to the object of observation. In that state, the observer and the observed are no longer separate, flowing together with the universe as one. This is a meditative state, peaceful and beautiful. I will live with clarity, openness, and sincerity. I will follow the natural rhythm of the Tao, neither resisting nature nor forcing anything, avoiding pretension and allowing things to unfold effortlessly, acting in harmony with the mechanisms of nature. Let life return to its natural flow, and this is something you can do as well. Starting from the 1,200-year-old mystery of the Tang Sankai powder boxes. What was it used for? This small Tang Sankai box from the Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 AD, made at the Gongxian kilns in Henan, has a jade-like appearance. Its interior is coated with a yellow glaze, while the exterior shows a white, weathered, hydroxylated porcelain body. Under a 100 times magnifying glass, large crackles contain small crackles. These are primary and secondary crackles. The first formed when the piece left the kiln, the second appeared after long-term slow hydroxylation or burial. Together, they create a naturally beautiful surface. The motifs, paired mandarin ducks, double phoenixes holding ribbons, resemble stamped and chased designs on tang gold and silverware. Both the form and the pearl-ground background imitate the aesthetics of contemporary precious metal vessels. At 40 times to 100 times magnification, the glaze shows the typical Tang San Kai fly wing pattern, which resembles delicate cicada wings. Another similar piece exists, a Tang Dynasty Xing Kiln San Kai powder box with stamped pearl ground and double phoenix with ribbons motifs. Compared with the first, its ribbon area is coated with a mainly red, iron-rich glaze. Now the mystery can finally be revealed. These porcelain powder boxes were burial objects, replicas of the gold and silver powder boxes used daily by Tang noblewomen. They hope to continue enjoying an elegant and refined life in the next world. Next, let us look at the special marbled clay glazing technique. This is a Tang Dynasty armrest or hand pillow said to support the arm while writing with a brush. These swirling patterns suggest parallel universes. They are not painted on, but created using a Tang invention similar to making a rolled chocolate cake, flattening special clay, rolling it up, slicing it, and applying the patterned cross-sections onto the vessel. The base shows 4 air holes and 3 firing spur marks. The yellow glaze flows naturally, forming an archaic surface. Now let us look at a Song dynasty, 960 to 1279 AD, Yingqing Yuer, which has endured over 800 years, glowing with a soft white jade luster. Its elegant form derives from Central Asian gold and silverware. Where the glaze naturally accumulates, the color deepens, forming natural crackles. The glazed surface is translucent, a characteristic of ancient mineral materials. Along the ridges, the glaze thins, revealing perfect white ridge lines. The base shows natural firing red adhering kiln sand and weathering traces. These details allow authentic identification without thermoluminescence testing. Next are pieces from the Wan dynasty, 1271 to 1368 AD. The Wan people favored white, so white porcelain was common. This small Wan white glaze censer with a stand has a glossy glaze and an elegant form. The base shows natural weathering, and the junction of body and glaze reveals firing red. A Yuan dynasty, Jingdezhen Yi, a hand-washing vessel used in rituals, has an unglazed rim, possibly intended for gold or silver inlay. Where the glaze is thin, natural white ridge lines appear, called chujin, a common decorative feature. The bottom has glazed spots, and the interior shows areas where the glaze did not fully cover, typical of folk kilns. Sometimes a piece of ancient porcelain may look ordinary yet hide remarkable value. Take this longevity blue and white teacup. At first glance, it seems like a simple folk kiln product from Jiangxi, but its features, the flesh-colored translucence in thicker areas, the folded rim, the lip shape, the duck egg blue glaze, the trimmed foot, and especially the exaggerated nipple-shaped chicken heart base, clearly place it in the Yongle period, 1403 to 1424 AD of the Ming dynasty, giving it far greater significance. You may ask, if not by observing these details, can one identify such pieces at a glance? The answer is yes, absolutely, but only after extensive training and the correct methods. Like a ninth Dan Go master who can judge the flow of a game at a glance, the human brain can build cognitive patterns through high-dimensional geometry. After seeing enough authentic pieces, one naturally develops intuitive judgment. At that level, magnifying glasses and thermoluminescence equipment are no longer necessary. Training includes studying genuine porcelain shards, reading books and resources, watching instructional videos, including this channel's Antique Porcelain series, visiting museums, and communicating with seasoned collectors. If reaching third Dan and Go requires 10,000 hours of practice, then mastering a specific category of ancient porcelain, such as Song or Yuan celadon, Yingqing ware, or white porcelain, requires roughly 5,000 hours. To identify porcelain across all major kiln systems and dynasties may require more than 20,000 hours. Many collectors devote decades to this practice, and the method must be correct. For trained connoisseurs, genuine ancient porcelain feels right at first glance. Its form, contours, foot rim, and glaze color naturally form a coherent impression, and a conclusion arises instantly, just like a Go master reading a board position. The ancients called this observing qi. Modern science calls it the brain's high-dimensional geometric cognition. In the Tang dynasty, Chinese Buddhism underwent a major reform, developing a minimalist path that did not rely on sutras. One could attain Buddhahood simply by realizing one's true nature. Zen Buddhism and Taoism share this spirit. The Great Way is supremely simple. Great skill appears clumsy. Zen flourished during the Tang and Song periods, and its minimalist influence can be seen clearly in the porcelains of these eras. These ancient wares embody a pure and understated beauty. This is a black glazed bowl from the Qizhou kiln system of northern China in the Song dynasty, with no ornate decoration and its constricted mouth and small ring foot. It presents simplicity paired with quiet elegance. Its aesthetic resonates surprisingly well with Western minimalism. In form, balance, and harmonious contours, Song dynasty Meiping vases far surpass those of the later Ming and Qing periods. Consider this Junware Meiping with moon-white glaze. When you look at it, do you sense the presence of a cultivated, well-mannered person, restrained, gentle, and refined? The ancient Chinese created white porcelain to imitate the texture of jade, yet the aesthetic value of this Jun white porcelain far exceeds any jade of similar grade. Even carving with today's finest Hetian white jade cannot achieve such an effect. Viewing a piece of white glazed Junware makes one understand why people have long said a fortune of 10,000 strings of coins is inferior to a single piece of Junware. Here is a Song dynasty Hutian kiln Yingqing Meiping with a children at play design. You can tell it was originally a wine bottle. The carved decoration is skillfully executed, generous, and elegantly composed. Now let's look at another piece from the Song dynasty. This is a Junware tea bowl with red glaze. That flash of red, doesn't it resemble the brilliant patterns of quantum fluctuations in a vacuum? The ever-changing nebulae of the universe appear on this bowl where red and purple intertwine. And this green-glazed bowl from the Yaozhou kiln seems to express, in the language of ceramics, the holographic geometry and layered emergent phenomena of the physical universe. As the ancient Taoists said, the Tao follows nature, and the way of porcelain astonishingly reflects aspects of nature described by modern cosmology. Next, we have a Southern Song Qingbai glazed Guanyin seated figure from the Hutian kiln in Jiangxi. Although the clothing is extremely simple, the headdress and chest ornaments are more elaborate. At the time, Zen Buddhism was flourishing in Jiangxi, and this style reflects Zen's minimalist philosophy, not clinging to names and forms of bodhisattvas, but pointing directly to the mind. When Zen speaks of pointing directly to the mind, we may return once again to the image from the beginning of this video, the fish swimming in water. A fish moves through water every day. Everything feels natural, effortless, and so the fish may never notice the water at all. In the same way, we live within the Tao every day. Everything feels ordinary, familiar, and so we may never notice the Tao itself. So what is the Tao? Perhaps the first step is simply this: letting go of the fixed idea of me. You're welcome to explore more reflections like this on our channel, and I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. Now here is the puzzle presented in this video. This celadon bowl we examined in detail. From which period of Chinese history does it come? Welcome to discuss together. As a side note, the original riddle on that jar didn't rhyme, but we can actually refine it and turn it into a much better Chinese poem with the same meaning. 丁香红冠带，身披五彩衣，何以乎人心，提早测晨曦。
Guten Abend, gut Nacht, mit Rosen bedeckt, mit Näglein besteckt, schlupf unter die Deck, morgen früh, wenn Gott will, wirst du wieder geweckt. Morgen früh, wenn Gott will, wirst du wieder geweckt. Guten Abend, gute Nacht, von Englein bewacht, die zeigen im Traum der Christkindleins Baum. Schlaf nun selig und süß, schau im Traums Paradies. Schlaf nun selig und süß, schau in